I am here with the cast and producer of the Vampire Diaries. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Vampire Diaries, at the end of last season, we saw what appeared to be a flash forward to a rather dark time in Mystic Falls' history. It looked very kind of like Back to the Future Part 2. What can we talk about with regards to what's coming up?
Caroline?
Well, the show has successfully shown a lot of flashbacks to like the 1800s, the year 1000, and that's sort of like the motif of the series. And we were thinking as writers, like, how do we keep the audience engaged? Do we keep them on their toes? How do we allow them to participate in the show? So we said, what if we
nudity?
What if we allowed?
Oh, got it. Forget it.
What
Sorry.
if we allowed them? Not yet.
I think I'm naked in like 2 episodes.
Maybe.
You see my ankle.
We use
Is this a request? Wait until students in practice
That's
get
the
that.
Victorian
use a full frontal body double.
Yeah. So we said, what if we can tease the audience with little glimpses into the future? That's not to say that that's what they saw at the end of the premiere, but they will, as they watch the first episode, understand how we got there with the town in disarray.
We are not starting with the town in disarray necessarily.
Not necessarily, no.
Ian, what can you talk about where we saw your character at the end of the season? Certainly, it's fair to say he's been through a lot of things, even more so than in the usual season of Vampire Diaries. Where is he at when the season begins, in the most abstract and least spoiler
At least,
way
yeah,
possible?
so she doesn't kick me in the chin. If you see me like buckle, it's because I said something wrong. Well, I mean, that last shot when you were looking up at him on the clock tower and you sort of saw what that vista was, it was sort of a depiction of this dark, sort of volatile place that we all sort of want to go anyway, because we want to go back to that sort of season 1, season 2 form of storytelling, which was really dark and sexy and volatile and all those things that made us fall in love with this show to begin with. But, I mean, I tend to think of myself as an educator and youth empowerment agent and all these things, but Damon is a full-on lush. Damon's heart's broken, and he's going to drown himself in a shit ton of bourbon and try and figure it out.
By the way, that's not so dissimilar to you, buddy. I know that you think of yourself as... No, I'm just kidding.
He's, look, he's going to go down some dark path, but it's going to be fun. And the thing that a lot of these characters that we remember seeing them in the very beginning of this show is that they were fun, they were sexy, they were volatile, they were unpredictable, and it was happening.
So is it fair to say, is there a back-to-basics quality to this season then? Like, as we sort of go into the new era of Vampire Diaries, how does that play out to Paul, for your character? I mean, like, who obviously, we've seen him change a lot over the last few years.
Yeah, I wouldn't say back to basics, because season 1 and 2, he was obsessing over Elena. Clearly, that's not in the cards anymore.
No, but it's what we talked about, which is
Right.
going back to the human element, which
Right.
is...
simplicity, and
Simplicity.
yada yada. But it's if I were to, I don't know. I think Stefan's thing for season 7 is like, he's obviously very in love with this one over here.
He doesn't even know her name.
See, I'm judging her.
Everything will go like just
Forgot
fine
her
for
name.
that. There's no drama
The
there.
blonde one.
They're going to live happily.
Well, I
ever
like
after.
her, and we don't know if she likes me. Well, do you like me?
In real life?
Well, in real life, Plead the fifth.
Caroline's biggest struggle coming into season 7 is she's still recuperating from the death of her mother and trying to keep Stefan at bay, and she just wants to be friends with him. So she's
just falling at him.
Friend zone.
Friend zone.
is the
Like you,
subtitle.
friend zone.
Guilty, indulging in those happy feelings.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
don't
but
feel
she
guilty.
tried to go through beyond the friend zone, and you kind of fucked it up a little bit. So now I think she's a woman scorned. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And hell
Why
has
did you do that?
I can't tell if this is a
Why did you
spoiler or
do
not,
that, Paul?
actually.
I destroyed the
It's just the way I phrased it.
What is the least spoilery thing that you can say about this season?
The least spoilery?
I mean, I'll take most, but again, she has
I won't talk about the Bonnie and Damon make out. What else can I not talk about?
The other one.
The other thing that we do. So we can't talk about that. No. The least spoilery thing I can talk about is maybe a behind-the-scenes thing that I've actually been really excited about was actually Malarkey's music is going to be.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I've been really excited about because for me, I do music, but my music has never really fit into Vampire Diaries, but I've always thought that his music did. So I've been really excited that that he's going to do some...
How does it fit into the show?
They haven't revealed
Very
it.
vampiric.
Apparently, and I heard this today, that Enzo may play a little guitar.
Right.
And
Which
I
could
think
be
hauntingly
really
dark.
cool. But hopefully
Yeah,
some of the
I mean,
original music.
He's not
gets
going to get up
done.
and like play a song for people, you know. It's
So
not
it'll just
his
be
vibe.
one whole episode that's just one long
Not gonna
performance.
Yeah, you know,
Serenading Stefan.
love me tender, Stefan.
Caroline and Enzo go to karaoke bar.
No, no.
That's my
Everyone
personal
keeps saying
excitement as
that.
a friend.
Sure.
But I guess for Bonnie, I mean, you're going to really see the badass Bonnie, that kind of self-sufficient woman, you know, that's kind of lost everything and is kind of a take no BS attitude Bonnie. She has her powers back, which is, I don't think I can say that word.
I think you can.
I don't think I can.
She
What's fun
can't
with Bonnie
actually
is that
say
you
the
get
word.
to see when you're buddies with Damon Salvatore for long enough, you start to see a little Damon rubbing off on her. Not to say that
Right.
that's a bad
Well,
thing.
they're
but
both very
it's definitely makes you
confrontational
question it.
characters at this point. I think Bonnie was, you know, kind of fell in line with what everyone wanted or needed
Yeah.
for a while, and now she doesn't, and he never
He
did.
never does,
so
yeah.
that, yeah, you're going to start to see their similarities and parallels this next season.